It's easy work boxing, about to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. This is a video on Triple G versus, I think his name is Victor Martinson or something. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. And forgive me to my subscribers for not even really knowing about this fight due to the fact of what's been going on with him and Canelo. I didn't even know really that he was going to fight on Cinco de Mayo on that date. To all the Triple G fans, if you're out there, you should not give Triple G any credit for this fight. It was multiple people in 160 that he could have fought instead of this guy. This guy had to move up from 154, which he has lost to like the Charlo brothers and different fighters before. This was nothing but a fight for him to just put a show on. But I give a shout out to the guy that stepped in the ring with him. He took a chance, and he wanted to prove to the world that he was a great fighter. Unfortunately, he came short. But the man only had 2 weeks to train for this fight. So I don't even see how anybody expected this to even be a good fight, or anybody could see that this guy had a chance of even winning. Now, he had multiple fighters, Triple G, that he could have fought. Jermell Charlo, Danny Jacobs again in a rematch. Most of all, Demetrius Andrade. Anybody instead of the guy that he fought. To me, Triple G needs to step up. He could have won at Billy Joe Saunders. He needed to make a fight with Billy Joe Saunders, or which Canelo is out the picture, for using steroids right now. But there was multiple fighters that he could have won at. One thing I want to say about this is that he will not fight Jermell Charlo. He sees Jermell Charlo as a threat. And I will give him that credit. Jermell Charlo is a threat for him. With Jermell Charlo's fighting style, moving around the ring, and the power that he possesses, I think that Triple G and his team don't want to see him at all. They don't want no smoke with Jermell Charlo. And by Abel Sanchez even coming out and making that comment, when Jermell Charlo first moved up to 160, black fighters don't bring in it. That was basically for Jermell Charlo. They don't want to fight with Jermell Charlo. They really probably don't want to fight with another black fighter like Danny Jacobs or anybody who can move and has boxing skills. At one point, they was talking about Demetrius Andrade, but I knew that wasn't going to happen because Demetrius Andrade is too technical for anybody in the 160 division. But like I said, I'm not a fan of Charlo, but I give Charlo credit. Charlo is a beast against fighters that he's known to beat. But I see Triple G as seeing that Jermell Charlo is a threat for him, because there's no reason they couldn't have gave him that fight. The man is now he's the mandatory to fight Triple G. So we'll see what he'll do next. But me personally, I don't think that Jermell Charlo should get the fight until he can prove that he could beat Demetrius Andrade. I know people get tired of me talking about it, but this is a fight been going on for almost 3-4 years. And for some reason, Charlo brothers say they're the lines only, they'll go out there and beat anybody. Well, I want you to prove that you're going to go out there and defeat Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is a great fighter. He's been a beast since the amateurs, technical fighter, can box his ass off. I don't understand why this fight hasn't happened. Now that Jermell Charlo is, the #1 ranked opponent for Triple G, the fight may not happen. But seeing it now as though boxers, who have the titles want to throw people in front of people, I think that Triple G should, or Abel Sanchez should mention that Jermell Charlo should fight Demetrius Andrade in order to fight Triple G for the belts. And but back to Triple G though, Triple G deserves no credit for this fight. Triple G is on his way to breaking Bernard Hopkins' record for defending for title defenses, and I'm quite sure Bernard Hopkins is hating that. So Bernard Hopkins, you need to come on out and push this fight too. That he needs to fight either Jermell Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, or Danny Jacobs again, because I want to see him tested, against someone who's young, someone who deserves the chance to get those belts. Not against guys who just coming in with 2 weeks and not having enough time to train, moving up from 154, who won't have the chin or the experience to take what Triple G dishes out. Triple G is a great fighter. He's 36 years old. He's almost on his way out the door. There's no reason for him not to be having the big fights to make big money. Billy Joe Saunders called him out after he defeated, what's the guy name? Damn it. Well, I can't think of the guy name right now. With the last guy that he defeated, which he boxed beautifully, made the guy look horrible in the ring. So I don't understand why Abel Sanchez and them is not calling him out, but I'm quite sure it's because they don't want that Canelo movement of what happened between him and Canelo, and Billy Joe Saunders gonna move around the ring. He would not let Triple G just come forward to him and hit him. And plus, I think it's real pussy that Triple G always keep calling him. He want this Mexican fight style. You just want somebody to stand in front of you so you can just sit up and hit on them like a punching bag. And it's crazy that the fans are now agreeing with this type of style for him. I mean, who wants to stand there and just get punched on? You know what I'm saying? Boxing is not about just standing toe-to-toe. Boxing is about movement and not getting hit and you hitting back. It's not about you standing there and y'all going toe-to-toe. With he's not even a fucking Mexican. So where is this coming from? He's just up in age and he knows that moving around the ring bothers him. So every chance he gets, he wants to speak on, he wants this Mexican style fight. You're not a Mexican. Canelo is a Mexican and he didn't stand there and go toe-to-toe with you like that. So don't expect any other fighter to go toe-to-toe with you like that. But right now it's time for him to step up to the plate. His career is almost over with. This man is holding 3 belts. Well, I think 3 belts, if I am mistaken. No. Yeah, he holding 3 belts. Billy Joe Saunders has WBO and Canelo is the lineal champ, if I am mistaken. But you can't keep holding the belts hostage, fighting guys that you just pick randomly out the blue when you have good contenders out there who are lined up to fight you. Like I said, I'm not dissing Triple G or anything like that. I say he's a great fighter, but you got to step up and you got to show to the world that you are that guy. And right now, you're not doing that. I mean, I wonder who his next fight will be. The only person who he can fight is supposed to be Jamal Charlo. But really, I don't want to see that fight. I want to see Jamal Charlo versus Demetrius Andrade. And a lot of people, they don't know about Andrade, but I'm telling y'all, go look up Demetrius Andrade. And once you see him fight, I guarantee you, and what's going on between him and the Charlo brothers for years now, you'll want to see that fight. But nobody wants to fight Demetrius Andrade. He's not heard of because no one wants to mention his name. And I'm a fan of his. I think that Demetrius Andrade could be a big name. He is a humble guy, got a big mouthpiece, and he has skills to pay the bills. But Triple G is really not doing anything for me right now at this moment. I don't understand why it is that he's out there, fighting guys that's coming up from 154. It makes no sense to me. But we'll just have to see what's going to go on with him and what he brings to the table with his next fight, which is, I hope, somebody, like a Jamal Charlo or, somebody with a name